Guys, thank you so much for staying tuned. We are in the last hour, unfortunately. Fantastic Fridays, but no worry, the fun not done yet. So nobody gonna get sad or depressed, because we still have a whole 60 minutes with you. Yes, look at it that way, then you feel better about it, right?
Why 60 minutes sound longer than an hour?
It sounds a whole lot longer. It's like, when they said the other day, 500,000 versus 500,000. Right? There's a difference. One sounds more. So, if you want to feel better about it, nobody say, the last hour, you have a whole 60 minutes left with us. All right, so guys, in Untitled Ting with Kim, we usually discuss topics that you want to hear about, things that, whether it's general knowledge, romance, career, finances, all of that. But then because of Black History Month, Fantastic Fridays could not let the month of February end without acknowledging and celebrating our people, our culture, our uniqueness, or warmth as a people, or swag, and in a nutshell, or blackness, all right? I hope you guys agree with me on this, but I just have to take the time to say that I am happy to be a part of my race, and I'm especially proud of my melanin. So, naturally, I just had to have a discussion about embracing our melanin. So, sir, have you embraced your melanin?
How does one do that?
So, get into it, but more on how you feel about your skin color.
Sometimes, I look at it, and on some days it's darker, and on other days it's lighter.
House color?
I don't know. And then, I don't know. But it's very, what to say? It's very nice, because I think my hand should have scratch up and tear up. But it seems, it's very strong, durable. And yeah, I think it goes well with what I wear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your skin go well. Okay. I'm not even going to ask.
Yeah.
Because that name headache.
All right.
So melanin is a pigment that is dark brown, occurring in the skin, hair, and iris of the eyes. Statements promoting being proud of your melanin is quite the in thing these days. I'm especially proud of this because this signifies that we have come quite a long way in learning to celebrate our race and who we are at our core. Sadly, while there has been a significant increase in the amount of people who have learned to love the skin they're in and countless movements created to support this, we still have a number of people who don't know how to embrace the richness of their melanin and their true self. So if you know persons like this, please don't ridicule or bash them for their insecurities. It's important to note that these insecurities most times aren't self-imposed. As history has taught us, our blackness has always been equated with ugliness and being dirty. Our skin has caused us to be seen as inferior, so much so that we were seen as mere property once upon a time. Can you imagine that though? Not being considered as anything more than property, not having any rights nor the freedom we have today. Did you know that even when we were freed from slavery, slave owners had to be compensated for the loss of their property, instead of us being compensated for having our lives taken from us for generations and generations?
It's rough out there,
right?
Man.
So I won't go too much into slavery and all that our race has endured, as the purpose of this conversation is to encourage persons to embrace the skin we're in. However, I thought it important to touch a bit on our history, as we are still very much dealing with the side effects from it. Even the separation of the slaves, where being a lighter shade determined whether or not slaves would be working in the house or in the field, is evident in today's society. Today we call it colorism. So based on what we've said so far, and make sure you understand what we are talking about, what is melanin, right? You see this dark skin, this dark and lovely, that protects me daily, and I just love my skin color. I love black people's skin. Now bear in mind, I'm not racist. I'm not biased to black people. I think people overall are beautiful, but especially because I know the psychological complex also black people are going through with struggling to embrace them skin, but try, love upon we little more.
Yeah.
For encourage we. So we are beautiful. We're not ugly. We're not dirty. We're not no monkey. We're not nothing like that. All right? So we want to ensure that you guys know that we need to embrace we're our melanin.
And then the thing is, I mean, we're all humans, so
we're all human. That's it.
Yeah,
that is it. First and foremost, we're all humans, and I think we need to understand that and embrace that. Right? We just have our own skin color, and that is fine. All right. So now it's easy to blame everything on our past. But at some time, we have to acknowledge that we are now very much a part of the problem. We, as black people and Jamaicans, are also guilty of perpetuating the negative connotations placed on our melanin, whether consciously or subconsciously. How many times have you heard stuff like, you're black and ugly like?
Ah, boy.
You're so pretty for a black girl. You're black and stink like. You can't trust black people, That's why you must make black people know your business, right?
Well, I think my name, go on.
Right? And even in terms of our features, we've heard, we've heard things like picky head girl, go comb out your kaya, your head picky and dry like, right? Down to our thick lips were seen as ugly. Maybe not so much in Jamaica, because that is what is predominantly seen here. But in other countries, black people have been ridiculed for this.
Yeah.
Parents have also been encouraged to choose names for their kids that aren't too black, so that their kids may have a better future. Once upon a time, we couldn't get certain jobs due to our skin tone. And though most would like to deny this, this is still happening today. It is just not blatantly done. And more, as you can see, many people in positions of power in Jamaica have lighter skin and straight hair, as do most of the country's beauty queens.
Yeah.
Right? So you were saying earlier regarding the comments that you're black and ugly, like you're so pretty for a black girl. You can't trust black people, that's why you must make black people know your business. You were saying something about that.
Well, I was really want to trouble on the, that's why I must make black people know your business. That not necessarily because of the skin, That's probably the base and experience of, people spreading news. But as it relates to, black ugly like and all that stuff, I think that is the more of a negative,
That's the more negative.
Attribute.
And I thought about this one, but I still put it there because the whole no make black people know your business, it could have had the same meaning when you say you just no make people know your business. Why specifically black people? You're already putting an idea that black people just mix up and we blender and with this and so that's why you must make black people know your business. We could have simply said you must make people know your business. So I thought about it from that perspective. Right. So it may not be that we're bashing outright black people, but when you think about it a little deeper, you realize you're still saying black people mix up. Exactly.
Right. I get it.
So that was where that came from, and that's why you must make black people know your business.
I'm inclined
and
to
you
agree
can't
with you on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
So that is what made sense to me. So guys, what we need to stop doing, we need to stop putting the negative connotation, as I say, on black people. We are very guilty of it. We can't be out here saying, okay, slavery this, slavery that, and that is why this happening and that's why that happening. Yes, it could be very true, but we ourselves are guilty of basically continuing it.
Yeah.
We're probably not slave masters, but we still have that negative mindset and we are perpetuating it.
And it's rough enough, Kim, because we as a country, this place called Jamaica land, we love. It is, part of our survival thus far is that, boy, we take anything serious, make joke.
Exactly.
So even the joke them, boy, we not help ourselves. We don't know.
Man, because as we already know, most Jamaican know at least mother name blacks. Blacker.
Yeah.
Black like midnight. We do stuff like that, and I don't think we understand. It may not be said to hurt the person,
right.
but there's a focus on it for a reason. So we need to look at the underlying messages that we're sending. And then the thing is, also parents say these stuff and they wonder why the kids are insecure about themselves.
Yeah.
When you tell me I'm black and ugly, like, me don't associate black and ugly is a bad thing. So if you say I'm black and ugly, yes, a two negative thing to me. So I'm now seeing blackness as something I don't want to be.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're bashed for it. Overseas, no, that's a whole different level of racism because of all the cultures that are there. I don't think we experience half the racism that you experience in America.
Yeah, true.
But when you look at it, even the lips and, you know, them done them with that. No, it's a thing because everybody want plump lips now. You know, Kylie Jenner made it popular. But before that, we have it all along and we were being ridiculed for it.
And then we don't really hear that we've won any victory with persons trying to be like us. We don't really have win, but I don't know.
Exactly. And then also on the topic of when I said we hear about picky head girl, go comb out your kaya and your head dry. Right? These are things that we associate our natural hair with. And that's a part of the problem. That's why 3/4 of the girls used to cream them hair because it was seen as a negative thing. You know, your hair mustn't, you know, go up, it must lay down. Your hair mustn't stand up straight. And if your hair broke 2 combs, guys, I'm going to be honest, my hair has broken 2 combs or more, right? Because I have really thick hair. But then that wasn't something that was put, like, encouraged to me. Like, oh, you know, your hair thick and nice. It's like, boy, your head toughy.
But I think that experience I have happened with persons of other hair texture as well. But as I say, we were just put in a darker light for everything.
For everything, and as such, as we know, most people started creaming their hair. If you look at it, no people wear wigs now, and all of that, and it all plays a part. And I feel like we have to accept our part of however we are contributing to the problem and fix that. Because we can't control everything else. We can't change history. We can't stop it completely. But where we see that we are also guilty of it, we need to stop it. So if today was your last day for tell my you said I'm black and ugly like, make today be your last day.
Yesterday be your last day.
Yeah, because the day not done yet.
Right.
If you did it up to yesterday, make yesterday be that last day. You can't find anything else with this temple. Because we know we are Jamaican. We like these people.
We don't need to diss anyone.
No, I'm just being real. Because I know say Jamaican people just we not nothing but we already. But nobody join the race. I said Jamaicans.
But yeah, that's still doing it. That's still doing it because we're predominantly
I'm
black.
guilty of it.
Right. So quickly reflex kick in. Yeah.
Exactly. And that is good. It's good to have people around you who can catch you and say, yo, you don't even say that.
Right.
As Mecca said, most dark-skinned people subconsciously hate themselves. And that's true.
True.
But it's also because of what history has painted us as. Remember, we're always seen as ugly and dirty. You know, and we were just seen as property. We never have no value.
Or seen as entertainment.
Or if you do your research on slavery, like even when the women had their babies, we had to be breastfeeding them another cup. Apparently that's below them. And guys, we have to understand that it coming from far back. So it's not just insecurity, it's a whole heap of things that is going through generations and we don't even realize that we are ensuring it continues.
And then I'm thinking, I don't know. Boy, life just had to happen in a certain way, which is strange. It's sad sometimes, but if you think about it, it makes sense. But then sometimes you say, boy, why go on? Like, I'm assuming if some of us probably who are here now were around back in those times to say, boy, try and reason with these people. Because I say, we're not liked. We're, bottom of the pit and all of these things. And as Kim said, boy, we are breastfeed the baby them. So what's the logic?
And then bear in mind, no, you couldn't have the white baby and the black baby on the same birth.
No, well, we know that already, but there are select few that would do the breastfeeding. But I'm saying it's still coming from the black person. But it's just crazy, man.
Yeah, it don't really spell sense, but them just see it as all right.
Yeah,
but for compromise, but just make sure you not share it with the next black.
Crazy.
Ridiculous. So yeah, our music has also played a part. It's maybe not as prevalent now, but there were numerous songs that celebrated lighter-skinned girls, a.k.a. browning. So the browning them were very celebrated, right? Additionally, most men, when growing up, will admit to initially being attracted to only mixed girls, light-skinned girls, Indian girls, or even Asian or Chinese looking girls. But as they got older, maybe in their late teens or adulthood, they've learned to truly love and appreciate dark-skinned girls. I want to know, on live and also you, sir, would that be something you can say you were like that when you were younger? You were attracted to the lighter girl, them and the coolie hair and the, let me know.
All right. Politically speaking, in my younger days, all right, because I wasn't really, in a circle where there were, many lighter skinned girls.
Mm-hmm.
I've always seen them as fascinated to say, okay, foreigner, foreigner rated, but I never really had, that major attraction to say, boy, I'm like browning and them something there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but it never really pulled me that way. But the concept was there though, that the browner people them are the so-called white people them are the foreigner them. That was the concept. We local them a foreigner. Yeah.
Mecca Jamaica said, I love my chocolate mocha ladies from day one. All right. So a lot of guys will admit that I've spoken to a few since week, and I'm saying, yeah, when they were younger, to be honest, it was the coolie girl, them, this girl, them, but it wasn't usually the dark skin girls.
Hear my situation now, because that's what I said. What I remember at primary school, right? Mm-hmm. As I said, we didn't really have them all up in the place like that, right? But I remember at primary school, there was a little, like them have like an exchange student or something like that. A newbie drop in at the middle of the school, like probably drop in at about fourth grade. Mm-hmm. And I remember it was a browning. Mm-hmm. Them time they Portmore, I get a little buzz. People I move around, everybody around go Portmore. So Portmore was a hot spot, so she come from Portmore. So like a foreigner this, And realize all of the boy them a run down this girl. You don't know still, me. But I run down the girl too in a sense, because it's a new girl on campus. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't really like attracted. It was kind of just a kind of go with the trend.
Yeah.
But as I said, it became, some person's intention, or, them only they look on the browning them and all them something.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a popular thing to, look at browning. But I never really did have the full 1,000 attraction like how some man, no, me don't want no girl unless she brown. No, I never thought I was there.
I think a part of it was the music as well, you see, because it was pushing that the browning them this and the browning them that. So you have to understand that the music does play a part. For me, guys, I've heard this debate a lot, and I think it does play a part. So it had an impact probably back then, but then when men understood that, or them observe for themselves, not listen to no song for say, okay, the browning them over the thing there. Them look for themselves and say, boy, the dark girl, them still.
Well, not only that, Kim, not only that. You see, as I say, when it comes to song, you have song and you have practical, you have theory, you have practical, you have song and you have reality, I should say. I think that's probably, some guys would agree. You say, boy, you have the brown in them and all these things. But at the end of the day, sometimes you realize, say, boy, you and the brown in them not agree.
That's a whole other conversation. So
you have more options to just say, boy, I'm more than skin deep this thing go. Let me find somebody where really like me or really I, get along well
have with. More than just them skin tone.
And then them have to face the fact, say, boy, and I really skin I do it.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And then you have to know that the same happened for girls. Growing up, we found the lighter skin guys cute. When I think about my friends, the guys that they liked in prep school and primary school, was that brown guy, the coolie curly hair guy.
I know several girls that they are run down Zac Efron and them people.
Yeah, because them just, so we've seen it as elite and superior to us, and if you have a brown man, then say, you have a good man,
arrive.
Yeah, man. Just like how men want trophy on their arm, that was the trophy to women.
And then the baby I got have nice ear.
And the baby, the one that's still very existent. The baby I got have nice ear. Because I know 1 and 2 crushes I had back then, it was a light skinned guy. Because when I think about it now, it was never really like the guy my skin color. But that's once again showing how we were grown, the things that are imparted onto us without us even noticing that that's what we're being taught. But it was our go-to, right? So I spoke to numerous persons who have siblings who have siblings with lighter skin tones, and they as well admitted to being grown and treated differently because they were darker.
Yeah.
So there's one coworker, she told me that she has a sister. Sister is very fair and she's dark, and her dad would take it easy on the sister. Basically, encourage her, say she'll get married soon and all them something there. While she, her dad kept pushing her, if interest, say take your book, you're gonna need it in her life. Basically, that's how she was grown. That, she probably won't be the first choice for a man. And as such, she needs to make sure she book smart, make sure she gets her education up, make sure she's independent. So even though he had 2 daughters, one being light skin, one being dark skin, they were grown differently. They were grown with different expectations. One probably got more of a princess treatment, and the next one said, boy, just make sure you have your own. She doesn't regret it because she's glad that she has her own now. But sometimes she said it's actually in her adulthood that she realized that's what her father did. She didn't notice as a child,
Yeah.
And the same thing with my mom. My grandparents had 9 kids, right? And 7 of them, light skinned, them almost look like white people because my grandfather was a white man. And mommy and one of her siblings was dark. And yeah, there was some segregation and separation as well, right? So we need to understand that even parents are guilty of doing these same things. You treat your kids differently. You probably do like a favoritism because the one in light skin, you probably see it as, all right, the one you're going to find a good man or a good woman and make it fair in life because you're dark skin. A lot of these things happen. And we need to accept that this is reality, and we need to do our part to change this, right? It also cannot be denied that in Jamaica, lighter skinned people are given a different level of respect, favoritism, and are automatically assumed to be the upper middle class or the upper class. So when you see one brown person, naturally, most people are going to say, you live uptown.
The black people are from St. Andrew. The brown people are from St. Andrew.
Upper St. Andrew. Don't leave the upper.
Yeah.
You don't have to say
upper. You just know.
But it's true, because if you even go into these neighborhoods, and if you sit down and watch the car them will come out and the people will come out, it's very
the
different.
statistics.
Exactly. So it shows as well. It's very prevalent in Jamaica right now, and it's something we need to do something about, right? So with all that has been said, it isn't hard to understand why several Jamaicans desire bleaching their skin or have already done so. It isn't hard to understand why some women use lighter shades of makeup than their skin tone to appear lighter. It isn't hard to understand either why some women believe that without the Brazilian or the Peruvian hair, or if their hair isn't long, they aren't beautiful. Do you realize that when most women dress up for a special occasion, they automatically gravitate to long hair?
Well, a few. Well, I should say a good amount.
A good, yeah. That's why I said most.
You have the girls
like the short hair, and it look good on them.
You have the Halle Berry them.
Right? But if you check most women, when you check is them birthday or them wedding or whatever, 3/4 of them.
They go for the curly.
Go for either the curly or the bottom.
I know one of the name them. They go for the body wave.
Oh, I don't know nothing. There's no Brazilian and Peruvian.
Right.
Right?
Kimmie that help me. All right.
No, I've heard body wave. I've heard that. I've heard body. It sounds wavy. It sounds like a style. Right. But if you realize most women, when they want to fix up themselves, they automatically, because they want the straight or the curly hair, that look. And everybody know a bag of adults out here with baby hair, just laid and looking curl. If you really check it out, most white people here and Indian people here naturally have that. So you realize that we're still sort of emulating what we see as beauty standards.
True.
Yeah, because when I remember couple teen time, whenever I was in school and mother catch me here and I want people use a point out saying your hairline too.
I know.
So that so them tell you have to brush it down and gel it down, and that's another way we're repressing our blackness. So everybody know baby hair up now.
I remember persons with like the straight hair when I was at high school. Like they had the look of hair come from all here. So I
when the
realized
baby hair not
I
there.
never really put it together from now. Like the people with the straight hair, they usually have like a few strands with outer so and you bring it in, so it does look like
So it look
edges.
Exactly. But when you look at it, or if you look at a mixed person's hair, that's how their
They do
hairline
have those little
is.
strands
And
coming
their own is natural. We
Yeah.
have to do it and gel it up and get the small brush them and right. And it just once again shows that we are repressing our blackness. And these are things, guys, I'm not one to say, okay, don't wear makeup. Don't do false hair, not like that. Do what makes you comfortable, but at the core of it all, I want comfortable with a blackness.
Yeah.
Don't do it because you're shame of it. Don't do it because, oh God, I can't deal with the natural hair something. So, I'm not as cute with my natural hair. It's the hair you were born with,
Right.
but you're not as cute.
So ladies, if you're with the guy for at least 6 months now and him don't know what your real hair look like, something
Exactly.
right. Something right. We understand we might go and look at 1-2 date. But yeah, give me understanding of what, you are, in your, regular state. Because it going to come up sooner or later.
Exactly. And don't think so because you're here no long, you're not pretty either. Because most time, if I go to go braid my hair, which for me, guys, braiding my hair is convenience. It's easiest to get up and go, right? But most times when I go to a salon, them always say, oh, so what you want, bottom length? Everybody wear the hair that long because that's what they're seeing as beautiful.
And then the songs them say, inches.
Exactly. So when you see the weave them, reach an ankle, because I've seen 1 and 2 braid will reach down an ankle. I've seen weave reach a bottom or sit down. You flash it before you sit down because you might sit down on the ear. Guys, that don't mean that if you don't have that going on. Now be careful we here naturally going to have shrinkage and all that thing means that we're not going with nothing.
Yeah.
And I did not plan to wear my natural hair for this conversation, but it worked out because I see me pull out the braids and I natural it up. Yeah. So it just work hand in hand right now with this discussion. So as I said, now we have countless adults with baby hair. If you really look at it,
And
the baby hair thing.
I've worn
your hair natural all
I've
day,
worn
every
my
day.
natural hair today too, guys.
And I love the feedback from Mecca Jamaica. He's saying, so true, Kimmie. That's why I love natural hair, ladies. Yeah, we'll have to embrace it. And to be honest, it's sad, but it's the reality. The only reason so much girls gone back natural is because it became like a fad, a trend,
Well, that's
that
what
in
I'm saying.
thing. It's not because they genuinely was like, okay, I need to be happy with my hair. It's not because so many women are doing it, and also celebrities were going back natural and embracing the whole Black Lives Matter, and all of that was tying in. I know everybody just said, all right, I'm going to start creaming my hair.
All right, but I think, Kim, right? So, because then, if that's the case where we're trending, we're going with the trends, I mean, is it so much that we have, if we are not embracing our melanin, or are we, allowed to follow the 1-year trend or 2-year trend? Because we'll be back. How do we look at it?
Hold on, you have to reiterate.
Because you're saying some girls now are going back to natural because natural is popular, it's a trend, it's happening.
Yeah, I think, and based on what I've observed, that's how it started. It was
but
a
I'm
trend.
saying, is it bad then for them to be straightening and gelling because that is the current trend? Because if it's a trend, it's going to change, and I like them to give up them identity. It's like them wear barefoot pants. It's going to change now a few,
Okay, I get what you're saying to an extent. But what I think, or what I wished, was that we started going back to the natural styles just because we value the naturalness of our beauty, right? That was not how it started, sadly.
Yeah.
Persons, I think it was linked somehow to the Black Lives Matter, and everybody start pushing, you start seeing memes about it, you start see shirts were talking about with black and everything, and you probably their favorite celebrities, they started going, okay, I'm gonna do natural hair, all of that, and then that push persons, oh, them doing it, I'm gonna do it too. It wasn't because we said, all right, we love it with self, and I'm gonna do this because me fully embrace my melanin, my blackness, all that come with it. It took a trend to get them back there. That's the only part I have an issue with.
Yeah, but
trends are trends, and it's gonna be followed either way, whether it's something good, bad, in between. But I'm glad that this at least is a good trend, and that everybody and their mother, and when I say everybody and their mother, literally everybody and their mother, when you walk a road now, bare natural hair, girl.
Yeah, and they
You
have
seen the puff them.
the lock and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I say. I mean, if they're moving, if it's a trend that causes it, but they're seeing the beauty in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point we have grown to a part where
We appreciate it.
there's appreciation.
It's
for
true,
it. And
because
then-
I've heard girls talking about their curls and them
Yeah.
curl pattern and protecting my curls. So yeah, it started a trend.
Yeah, and then
But
at
push
some
them.
point, even if they do decide to switch it up based on the trend,
Mm-hmm.
they will have, back in the day, probably they have it as option 1 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Probably they have it at the, top of them list now for say, listen, I have to go natural tomorrow or whatever because I like how I look. You get what I say?
Ah.
It helps. Yeah.
Well, another thing that we have to consider, because if you realize what I've been mentioning so far is all the things women have done, right? You realize that men don't really have any alternative.
Well, the men, of course, they bleach.
That's what I had.
They
So
also,
I had that.
They also grow and they also straighten their hair. Yeah, men do them stuff there too. Them
To
have-
an extent, but I
Yeah.
feel like women have like more escape when it comes, for lack of a better term, escape.
Once again, because the women are the visual beings. They have all the visual items. They have the makeup, they have the dress, they have the hair, they have the eyelash, they have the edges, they have all these
Like a
visuals.
European, them have the edges.
All these visuals. But the male now, we're mainly physique and we're also, as you said, just a bit of the physical. We have the look of face, we have the skin complexion, and we have the hair. But it's
Yeah,
not-
but that's
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Exactly. So women have all these alternatives that we've developed to help women to feel better about themselves. While men, they were mainly just forced to probably work on their charm, their sense of humor. So, they basically try to divert your focus from, okay, I'm black. And I think this is predominantly like overseas. Because out here, so if you're among black people, so you being funnier or more charming, not really. I don't really think it helps you.
It
per
helps.
se.
Of course it helps, but you don't
Well,
know the bleaching is what them
yeah.
girl them like the
And-
bleach of them,
And then I was thinking about it earlier, and I said, I wonder if that's why you have so much black athletes overseas. Because when you read about most experiences of students that are black, that were in schools that are predominantly white, they were always ostracized and called monkeys and whatever. But the minute them step up in a sports, they're like everybody. I mean, they may not like them, but they are somewhat respected because they're good at a sport that maybe the school is good at, right?
That's why I mentioned it before, entertainment.
Entertainment,
So we are
physique.
always recruited and allowed to get in whatever forum or arena once we are there to entertain or to bring about the betterment of a sport. So yeah, if we were great in music, all right, let him in.
Exactly.
Right. If him can run fast or we can put him on the track.
Our basketball.
If him can, bring him in. So those are the things. And then for the ladies now, it comes in talent. If you can sing better than the rest of them, put her in. We'll listen
Or if
to
you're
her.
cute enough.
Right. Or if she's a model, bring her in. We can. So that was the idea. That's how some persons were able to break through in a sense. And then at that point, they started their fight.
Exactly. So I hope you guys taking notes and listening, because what we've discussed, or a lot of what we discussed so far, is still very much present in today's society. And I see I'm going to touch upon the whole Brazilian hair and all that. And once again, I'm not bashing women that wear it. I'm just saying, I hope that even underneath all of that, you're comfortable with that. Because enough women, them man can't see them without the ear.
That is the problem. That's what I'm saying. So if they're doing it for a little trend, a little time, that's fine. Because right now, most ladies in Jamaica, one of them main bragging right now, especially black women across the globe, they're saying that, their man that them have, their partner, their husband, have 17 different ladies. Whether them go short today, curly next week, braids this
They
week.
keep things interesting.
Right, they keep giving him different looks. You get what I
Yeah.
say? So that's their plus. I'm fine with that. Mix it up, ladies. If that's working for you and your partner, give them a different look. If you like feeling a different vibe, that's fine. But as we say,
at the core of it, to
Remember
be
your
comfortable
roots.
with you.
Yeah.
So don't make it be like a band-aid to cover up the blackness and the melanin. So, make sure some baby hair is laid. Like, guys, I really think the baby hair thing, I don't think most of us realize it. It's not just us trying to be cute. When you look at it, it really does replicate. When you look at the Indian hair and the thing, you see the baby hair look the same.
yeah, but I remember when
And because we're not proud or we
Probably me mix, but
I'm gonna
no.
say we're here. All right, so women, if you realize, especially, I don't know if, well, mine brush down properly, but you'll realize the means to the kaya or your, what do you call it? The
Yeah, man, black pepper and then
yeah,
stuff
the
there,
black
right.
pepper and whatever. That was what was being shunned or is being shunned, and then that's why everybody's now laying down the edges.
Yeah,
because you
but-
see, whenever me have him braid and cup and it and the baby hair part, what the stylist do gone, people come and say, you know, do about the baby hair, cause you see the hairline. What happened to my hairline?
That's what I'm saying. You see, that's what I say. I don't really have a problem with it per se, but as we always stressing is the whole over attention or the reliance,
or covering up.
when we did, that's why I named baby hair, because when we did born, like
It
most
did
of us,
today.
our hair was
Like
not
that.
as strong as it is now, so we could have do them styling
Without
easily.
much effort.
Right. So it's not that we never had that experience in our life at some point, but it's just that, boy, you know, it looks to be a fashion trend now.
It is because
And that's, I
if I understand
it.
to the baby hair, it take time for y'all to do, you know.
Kim,
Most women, when they get ready,
everything
it brush
woman
down,
do take time.
then them tie it down,
Kim?
then them have a headband specifically. Like, so anytime I see women with the type of hair, them, I don't know nothing about hair, so don't ask me.
You, Kim?
But it take time to get the baby hair, so it show that it's intentional effort being put in
Kim,
just
as
to
I've
get that
explained
look.
to you, but that don't really have to do with what you are thinking about, because as I say, anything woman I do
It's
take
true.
time. Right
It's
now,
true.
woman them I go out for brunch Sunday, and I tell you say right now,
Just start from Friday.
the ear I brush out, the dress I pick up and this I put
I
together.
would like to say
All
I
these
don't
things
take
are
long
gone.
to get ready.
And that's cool with you. But as I say, some of them, as I say, it's a trend. Some do get lost in the whole excitement
Yeah.
and cannot do anything without doing that. Like some girl, if them a go shop down the corner, them have to put on makeup on them something there.
Listen.
That is where it gets caught up.
Not about that life. If you
Right.
can't accept me as I am, don't talk to me at all. Right? So, what does embracing your melanin really mean? Embracing your melanin is the new equivalent to I'm black and I'm proud. So let's work together to remove the negative connotations associated with being black. We can no longer blame our history for things many of us are still guilty of doing today. Embracing your melanin is much more than self-acceptance. Embracing your melanin means embracing more than just your skin tone. We have to embrace all our features and what it really means to be black. A lighter shade does not make you superior, and a darker shade does not make you inferior. There aren't different types of black. Whether you are light brown or dark, you are still black. So embracing your melanin is realizing that you are everything that is great. When you embrace your melanin, you have embraced the fact that you are without a doubt beautiful. All right? So guys, that is it for embracing your melanin. I hope you realize that I kept reminding you guys in the last paragraph to embrace your melanin, right? Be proud of who you are. We are a special set of people. You know, somebody pointed out to me something today when I was discussing it with them. They're like, you know, makeup was initially created for white persons, right? And I said, why you say that? I didn't do my research. I'm just saying that the discussion was interesting enough. And he said, because white persons wanted a bit of color. They wanted, remember that they have a
Yeah, they
pale
wanted
skin.
blush.
They wanted blush
It
and they
started with
wanted,
that.
exactly. So you can check the conceal and all of that and it would give them a bit of a color, right? And it was initially created for them, for their benefit. And then it's something that black people eventually just picked up on. And then, you know, then I had a whole discussion with this person about whether makeup mean you're not proud of your black skin or not, which I personally don't think it is. But I'm just saying that all those extraness, guys, we don't need it. We don't need it. I for one think our skin is just, man, no, sun can't burn we out. I mean, we can get sunburn.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. We can get sunburn. And all of that is still very much reality for us. But guys, our skin is just specially protected. We one of a kind. Like God just know him there do when he make we with our skin tone. Alright? So guys, just learn to embrace your melanin. Learn to be comfortable in your blackness, your culture. And trust me, next week we're gonna have another conversation that's linked to this one, where we're gonna bring up back some of the same statements that we just discussed, and we need to learn how to use our words, because the words are powerful. But that's the most I'm going to tell you about that. Make sure to tune in next week for that.
And that's been another segment of Talk the Ting with Kim.
Yeah, what he said.
All right, so we'll be right back after the break, people. We got more giveaways for you. We got more excitement, more fun, because the show not done.
Almost.
Fantastic Fridays. We'll be right back.
News Talk 93 FM. Heard everywhere.